How would somebody know if they've met their twin flame? Is it a love at first sight thing, or is it going through those processes to sort of realize that that might be twin flame?
Twin flame, they are technically the other half of you. They are, what's the word? They are like two peas in a pod being born together at the same time, and then they separated in different lifetimes in order to come back to each other once they're ready, once all of their ego and everything has been dealt with, and everything that they've learned in their lifetimes has been dealt with, I guess I would say. For me, it was love at first sight. And then I researched and I was like, oh, what is this? Because I can feel this person. And I literally looked into his eyes and I felt there was something there. But for some people, it could be very different. For my karmic soulmate, I didn't really know for sure at first until I started feeling it a couple of months later. So it really depends on you and how you feel in the moment and how you feel the situation is progressing. You can definitely most likely feel them from afar, feel them when they're near you. When at one point, my twin flame had gotten a tattoo and I had no idea, but my arm was hurting really badly at that weekend. And then the day like that I saw him after that fact, he was like, oh, look at my tattoo. And I was like, oh my God, this is insane. This person is definitely connected to me. So you will feel some sort of connection, whether it's a physical connection, a mental connection, or anything like that. Another interesting thing I had noticed about twin flames was that they have a polarity when it comes to zodiac signs. My twin flame is a Scorpio and I am a Taurus. So that's really interesting because that's also a good indication, like if your twin flame is the opposite sign of yours, then, or if the person is the opposite sign of yours, then that's a sign that they could be your twin flame as well. But yeah, it's more about you and how you feel and the synchronicities as well. Whether it's like they read your mind, they say things exactly the way that you were going to say them. Like that happened to me when I had my first interaction with my twin flame. I was literally going to ask him if he wanted to go out for a drink, and 2 minutes later he asked me that specific question when we were at work. So it was one of those things where it's like you will definitely know that this person is something more than what they are. And then it's up to you to see the signs that they might be your twin flame. It's more about you and how you feel and the synchronicities as well. Whether it's like they read your mind, they say things exactly the way that you were going to say them. Like that happened to me when I had my first interaction with my twin flame. I was literally going to ask him if he wanted to go out for a drink, and 2 minutes later he asked me that specific question when we were at work. So it was one of those things where it's like you will definitely know that this person is something more than what they are. And then it's up to you to see the signs that they might be your twin flame.
Twin flame relationships can be super intense as well, can't they?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's intense because you see a different version of yourself. You see the opposite side of yourself. You mirror each other. So like the things that you hate about yourself, you see in them. The things they hate about themselves, they see in you. And the point is so that you guys can come together and work through those things. But with the human experience as well, most of the time we only really want what's easy for us rather than what's difficult. So that's one of the things that makes the twin flame experience very difficult as well, is the fact that we don't necessarily like seeing the bad in us or each other. We only really want to see the good and the easy. One of the things that you can do for yourself is to love yourself and accept yourself. That's one of the more difficult lessons of the twin flame experience, in my opinion, because being with your twin flame is one of those things, like I said, they are the other half of you. They are like your mirror. So if you don't love yourself, then they feel that and they express that to you in the opposite way. So it's number one, love yourself and treat yourself well, because they will also treat you well and love you if you do that. It's a very difficult process, especially in the very beginning. You're going to feel really great and everything's going to be great in the very beginning, but then the separation happens. You feel lost and lonely and like nothing can ever work out. You might come back together, but there's going to be those processes where you really have to be alone and be one with yourself in order to come back to them.